On 18 September 1945, a baby boy was born in Gloucester, UK, to a British mother and an American father, but he was raised in Virginia. This child went on to bring a revolution in the world of cybersecurity and cryptocurrencies. Yes, we are talking about John David McAfee. He was an excellent student in school. When he was only 15, his alcoholic and abusive father shot himself dead. He attended Roanoke College in Virginia and got a bachelor's degree in maths in the year 1967, and in 2008, this same institute awarded him DSc. He was employed as a programmer by NASA in the Apollo program. He worked as a programmer for UNIVAC and then Xerox as an OS architect. He joined Computer Sciences Corporation as a software consultant and then Booz Allen Hamilton. During this time, he received a copy of Brain, the first computer virus for PC, and began developing antivirus softwares. In 1987, McAfee founded McAfee Associates, which sold his program, the first antivirus software to market. But in 1994, he sold his shares and completely removed himself from the company. Then there were numerous ownership changes to that company. Finally, in 2010, Intel took over and started marketing as Intel Securities. But soon the business was demerged once more under the McAfee name. He founded Tribal Voice Inc. that created the first instant messaging program for Windows. He joined the board of directors of Zone Labs that made the firewall software. During the financial crisis, his fortune came down to a scanty $4 million. In 2010, he started another company that produced HERBAL antibiotics. In 2013, he founded another company, Future Tense Group, which produced applications for smartphones. During the 1980s, when he was working on antivirus softwares, he published a detailed book on computer viruses. His multifaceted interests induced him to write books on a new type of yoga, the observational yoga, on which he wrote 4 books. Among his multiple outputs, one was YouTube. In June 2013, he uploaded a hilarious video on how to uninstall McAfee antivirus.
Oh, hello there. My name is John McAfee. I'm the founder of the McAfee antivirus software company.
In the DEF CON conference in Las Vegas in August 2014, he publicly announced that smartphones were not at all safe. McAfee was appointed as the Chief Executive Chairman and CEO of MGT Capital Investments, which shifted its focus from gaming to cybersecurity and cryptocurrencies. In 2017, McAfee stepped down as the CEO instead of serving as MGT's chief cybersecurity visionary. In 2018, McAfee joined as CEO of LuxCore, a cryptocurrency company focused on enterprise solutions.
How do you get to $500,000 in 3 years?
Let's not worry about that. Let's worry about people calling
you got
the
a
bubble.
bet going online on that.
Yes, I do. People are calling Bitcoin a bubble that's bursting. Now, keep in mind that 2 months ago, Bitcoin is at $2,900, and people were saying it's never going to hit 3. Well, it hit 4 and it hit 5. If you look at the long-term trend of Bitcoin, it has been consistently up. I mean, who cares that it dropped $1,000 from $5,000 after it went from $2,900 to $5,000 in 2 months? It's still ahead.
His predictions regarding Bitcoins failed. He said those were ruse and the technology went ancient. Like his economics, in personal life too, he lived a reckless life. He indulged himself in drugs, alcohol, sex, narcotics, and everything denoted by indiscipline and instability in life. In 2013, he married Janice Tyson, an ex-monster who was 37 years his younger, but she stood by him at all odds of life. In December 2018, he tweeted that he has 47 genetic children. He believed that taxes were illegal and that he didn't pay any income tax since 2010. There were over 200 cases on him and at least 5 running simultaneously all the time. In April 2012, when he had been living as a jungle king in Belize, his property was raided. He was arrested for production of unlicensed drug and possession of unlicensed weapon. In 2015, he was arrested again for drink and drive and carrying weapon while he was drunk. And in 2019, again in Dominican Republic for carrying high-caliber weapons and ammunition. He became a prime suspect regarding the murder of his neighbor, but he was released. However, the case continued. He feigned heart attack twice to get rid of custodial detention. Money attracts power, and it was impossible for him to stay away from politics for long. He had most of the qualities of a politician. He was intelligent, tricky, rich, and insecure. In September 2015, McAfee announced himself as a candidate for the president of the US from the newly found Cyber Party, but in December, he sought the presidential nomination from the Libertarian Party. But in party's National Convention 2016, he came third. While in exile, he tried his luck again in 2020 elections. He campaigned from Venezuela and then from Cuba, largely defending Che Guevara, but being in the Libertarian Party, it sounded off-tune. And as expected, he lost again. He had to campaign in exile because of tax evasion. He lived in a boat on international waters to avoid arrest. In October 2020, he was arrested in Spain at the request of the US Department of Justice. He awaited extradition to the US. When his extradition was authorized by Spanish court, he apparently committed suicide, saying, "If I suicide myself, I didn't. I was whacked." It was rather expected that an extraordinary person would have an extraordinary death. A biopic were made on him. There may be debates over liking or hating him, but cannot just avoid him.